everyone, and welcome back to Rayman 2, The Great Escape on the SEGA Dreamcast. I am one Welsh sheep, and today we're going to continue through Min, whatever the level is called, the Men Something Hills. And to start things off, let's use these mushrooms as bouncy pads. You know, I'm actually quite surprised there's a mechanic that hasn't been used in many Mario games, bouncy mushrooms. Hell, even Sonic did that. How weird. But anyway, this is a very easy cage to miss. Basically, you need to go up onto this balcony and look across, because I have missed that cage many a playthrough because I'm a bit of an idiot. I'll be frank, I'm a bit of an idiot. But I digress. Let's just continue moving through. And what we basically want to do while I'm fumbling around like a moron, because I think there's another cage in the area. There isn't, but I think there is. Basically, just like before, we need to tame this shell. And one thing about the shell that you'll find is this shell basically becomes Rayman's best friend later on in the playthrough. No joke. Really, no joke. But anyway, basically the major problem I have with the shell in this game is if you touch anything, you will die. You're going to explode if you touch something, so do not touch anything. Or else you'll die. It's as simple as. Don't touch things, basically. Because if you touch the wall in just the wrong angle, if you land on the floor at just the wrong angle, you'll explode. And that's no good. Although I exploded there on purpose because I wanted to get that one lum I missed. I'm very picky, you see. I like getting my lums. But this is one of those stages where don't think I've ever 100%ed because I just can't figure out how to. I don't know where everything is in the stage. It's very hard to find everything. But now I'm about to show you guys the second route. So as you see on this wooden bridge, there's two routes you can take. You can either go the right path, which is the way I originally did, or the left path. The left path will allow you to jump across the platforms, assuming you push the boost button. Later shells in the game, you'll be able to jump on the shell by pushing the A button. But this is one of those shells where I think you will basically get flung off the shell and you pretty much die, so don't do that. But of course this segment is not that bad, to be perfectly honest. Just collect everything. And one thing I haven't actually mentioned is those red lums. Sometimes you hear a ticking noise whenever you go near the red lums. That is because those red lums are timed. If you don't get the entire row of red lums in the time limit, then, well, you won't get the red lums. All of them, at least. Every single individual red lum will still increase your health, but you want to get the combo. You want to build up the combo, you see, because otherwise, I don't know, otherwise you may have issues with your health. I heavily doubt it. I mean, look at my health bar right now, but it could happen. It's just a possibility. But anyway, if you grab the barrel keg and you go into fire, you'll be able to use the keg as like a jetpack, I guess. Where you basically press down to go up, go down, and you move left and right. It's very simple. And it has very epic music. It's not often we actually take use of this mechanic of the game, though. This mechanic really is only really relevant for about 1 or 2 levels, sadly. Of course, I do like this level, especially this area by here. It's very tranquil, it's very quiet. There's not much going on. Of course, that's about to change, because up here we're going to obviously see a lum, and there's an enemy! And can we avoid this enemy? I think you can avoid this enemy, I don't know. But basically, just kill him. Only 3 boops will kill him, so he's a very simple one to take down. And there's a switch by here. It's not that hard to miss. I don't think I've ever seen anyone miss that switch. But anyway, what's in this passageway? Well, we get to meet one of Rayman's best buddies. Meet, ladies and gentlemen. This cutscene's going on a bit longer than I thought it did. But basically, meet Clark. So yeah, Clark is like basically a massive Hulk. He'll kill everything. He's powerful as hell, and I think the reason why they called him Clark is just like in reference to Superman. I could be wrong about that, but I think if it's true, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. But anyway, he's going to tell us about the Cave of Bad Dreams. Now, if you remember way back when we went into the Marshes of Awakening, basically, as we went up to a certain area, we had a bloke saying, "Oi, you can't come here, you need another name." This is the name, and what we need to do, we need to use this name to get into that cave to get elixir potion for Clark, because otherwise Clark is he's just gonna sit there and he's not gonna be too well. Basically, if we want to progress, we need to heal the Clark. That's all there is to it. So yeah, backtracking, yay! Fortunately, the Marshes of Awakening isn't too far away, but I didn't say it right. Marshes of Awakening, woo, isn't too far away. So we just make our way all the way up to the Cave of Bad Dreams and gain access. And this is one of the more memorable levels of the game, if I do say so myself. It's a bit... I don't know what to say about it. I mean, back when I was younger, I used to hate the level because it used to be quite difficult for me. It's not a hard stage, trust me, but I used to find it quite difficult. The atmosphere used to creep me out. And there was one specific part of the level that scarred me. Seriously, it scared the hell out of me back then. I'm not too bad with it now, though. Otherwise, I wouldn't be LPing the game. I don't like horror. But anyway, all the way back up here. Just be sure to take out the eyeballs, because I don't think they do anything. I like to kill the eyes. Everyone's watching you. See, even this guy can read your mind, so... How does he get the ability to read your mind, though? It's really odd. So yeah, he's basically given us a challenge where we need to beat this level in a time limit. There isn't a time limit. Don't worry. You don't need to go rushing, going ultra speed, because to be fair, if you go ultra speed, rushing through the stage, I don't think it's possible because the stage has a lot of tricky platforming. Now, basically, as you can quite easily tell, it's a little bit more dark. I mean, you got ghosts coming out of vines in the ground, you got bones everywhere, and the stage as a whole isn't too bad. Now, the music in this version is much better than the N64 version from what I remember. Like, the N64 version is really dull, you know, mainly it's probably because of the cartridge quality it sounds, because everything on there is really MIDI-ish. So, I don't know. But it's been a long time since I played this level on the N64 version, so yeah, I could be completely wrong. But I digress, let's just continue moving onwards. One of the major features of this level is basically these skull platforms, and they look pretty derpy actually. It's like, damn, a skull. But basically you see the skulls, and you need to use them as platforms. You're going to have these arms as well reach out and try and grab you from the walls. I don't know if they're instant kill, I've never been hit by them, but basically what you want to do is you need to throw an NG pellet at one of these arms that are coming out of the walls, because otherwise you might be having a bit of problem there, boss. Oh no, it won't be that bad, I don't think, but those arms don't die. If you hit them, they will respawn after a few seconds, so you basically need to make sure you hit them with the NG pellet and then move. Now these platforms by here, as soon as you jump on them, they're going to start tumbling. So what you want to do is basically use the swings or whatever you can, use any means possible to get through this section as quick as you can. Otherwise, well, you're going to be in for a bit of a problem, aren't you, man? Don't know what kind of accent that was. It's like a bit of a... It went a bit more Welsh and then it went... I don't know, I don't want to offend people. So I'm not going to say what I thought it sounded like. But anyway, for the most part, the stage isn't too bad. This section by here can be tricky if you used to play the game like I did, which was really slow. I used to be really slow at this game. And the only reason it's annoying is because if you go through that section too slow, the pillars will move to the left or right, they'll open up, and you won't be able to progress, sadly. But anyway, these enemies by here, very simple to deal with, just blast them with pellets. If they... Just blast them with pellets and move to side to side, they'll shoot fireballs at you. If they hit you with the fireballs, it won't hurt too much, they're really a waste of space. Don't worry too much about them. But, only if you killed the very last guy, he's gonna drop one of those magical spheres. And those magical spheres, just throw it onto that pillar, prism, triangular switch thingy, and you'll be gained into this room. Also, this level actually introduces a brand new enemy type as well. Meet the, well, you've probably seen them already, but the Dark Lums. They were in the second level of the game, but they weren't really much of a threat at all. Basically, what they do is they move. That's all they do. They move. They're just basically black puffs that move between area to area. So if you see one of them, don't worry about them, just boop them with your energy pellets. They'll home in on you usually. But just boop them and they'll die. They'll go down without much of a fuss. Also, the music in the stage is well done as well, I have to say. It's creepy. It's very fitting. It's like one of the creepiest soundtracks in a game I've heard. Apart from like Amnesia, where I wouldn't really consider a soundtrack per se, other than Ambient Noises, the video game. And those ambient noises, my god, they chose a good ambient noises for those games, I tell yous. And no, I am not LPing Amnesia. I'm not LPing any of those silly horror games. I don't like them. But anyway, what we need to do here is actually throw the magical blue sphere back to the room where we were just at, with the two prism switch thingies. And it's an easy section to do, especially if you miss. Because if you miss throwing the blue sphere onto one of these platforms, it'll teleport onto you. So don't worry too much. Just time everything, and well, you don't really need to time anything. You just have to just keep throwing it if you really want to. It's very simple. But I digress. Although this, I don't know if it's just me, but I find this level's color scheme messes with the color of the lums on every version of the game that I play. I swear, some of the lums turn greenish yellow as opposed to just flat out yellow in this level. I don't know why. I think it might just be my eyesight, because the blue and the yellow mixing together, my eyes sort of interpret them funny. I don't know. It's like that yellow pillar right in front of us. That looks greenish to me. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. Everyone has different eyesight after all. I mean, what could be green for me could be red for someone else. Have you ever thought about that? That's actually quite mind-boggling. I want to try that one day. I want experiments being performed to see if other people see different colors differently. Like for some people, red is green, but they think that green is red, and basically they'll call the colors the same, but it'll look different in their eyes. It'll be weird. What am I talking about? I'm talking complete bollocks. But anyway, by here, you want to time your jumping off the swing. It's easier than it looks, trust me. You get plenty of time. Of course, you do have a lot of precision platforming in this level in particular, especially later on, so just take your time and don't go too fast. Don't try and rush your way through. You also have these hands that are just trying to help you for some reason as well. So what they basically do, they act as like moving platforms. So it gives you a reason why platforms are moving. It's not like a magical vortex where platforms just floating in the air for no reason. Oh no, the platforms move because they've got these hands moving like skeletons up and down. So you can use them as like a lift to maneuver to the next segment. It works, it works. Although the music does get a bit more creepy the further into this level you get, actually, I must say. Like, earlier on in the level, when we first started, we had this awesome do-do-do-do-do, sort of tune to the music. Now it's gone entirely. Now all we have is the creepy if you know what I mean. Basically, the music seems to be more creepy as you get further into the stage. It's a nice attention to detail. I like it. I always like my very small details in games. I have a firm belief that small details really make a game a classic. I mean, you always have games where everything works, but most of my favorite games, you always seem to have these small details, these small extra bits that makes the game seem more polished. I don't know. I'm probably just talking out of my arse right now because there's not really much to explain about this room. Of course, once we open up both these switches, the giant face will open, which will lead us into the next area, which the next area is a specifically scarring one for me, which we'll see in the next part, folks. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And when we return, we'll be finishing off the Cave of Bad Dreams. Oh, yes. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you after. Bye!